Right. Good evening, everyone. Welcome, Rhinos. What a day. That's all I got to say. What a day. What a day. What a day. What a day. So come on, come on, come on. Get in, get in, get in. Let's have some Rhino fun together. Might be a new song. Not a very good one, but it'll be a new one. All right, cool. The room's filling up quite nicely. Let's all get in. Let's all have some fun. Let's let our hair down a little bit. Let's get whatever. Let's get it, right? Of course, I would drop stuff. Nice showing. Continue. Come on, keep going. So a little background, just because we're fully transparent, everything we do. So Letty, yesterday was saying that they were looking for their certificate, which kind of embarrassed me a little bit because I know we sent them out and I know especially hers. And she goes, and I just found those in my spam folder. So that's awesome. Deborah, I was just on the phone with 5 minutes ago, and she is as pleasant on the phone as she is greetings from Celebration from Florida every day, right? So let's keep going. Hey, Brian, what's going on? All right. I spoke to a couple of us today, actually. I was on the phone with, today was a day. Today was a day. I'll tell you that. It's now 8 p.m. and I still have not even thought of like, oh, there's a thing called food, but I do have my water. I filled it up 3 times, which is really cool. Okay, enough of me, right? Enough of my like making stuff up because it's 8:01 and I'm waiting till 8:03 because I want to give everyone the time to get in. We always start at 8:03. It's now 8:02. It's 8:02. It's 8:02. So we're gonna do something a little different today. Now, because next week, we're starting with all of our Rhino Marketplace businesses being on the call with us. The timing of our call is going to change. So we've always done, hey, Robert, we've always done 8 p.m. Eastern time to 9 p.m. Eastern time, Monday to Thursday, Friday, 2 p.m. to 3 p.m., and then Saturday, 12 p.m. to 1 p.m., always erring on the side of later in the day, except for Friday and Saturday, so that we can really truly accommodate all of our domestic and all of our international members, right? Because I believe in any type of outreach, you should be doing 99% of the outreach, right? Like for instance, regardless of what I have to offer you, right? Like say I have the cure for cancer and you have cancer, you still do not owe me. You don't need to say, oh, Aunt, you have the cure for cancer, so I'm going to go and do whatever you tell me to. No, you should be chased a little bit. You should be whisked away a little bit. You should be, what's the word I'm looking for? I don't know. But someone should approach you and try to get your business per se, right? What is the word I'm looking for? Like when 2 people are dating and one person's trying to go after the other one, they're trying to, I don't know. I'm losing my mind. Anyway, the point of the story being, I wish someone would just say it. They're trying to, I don't know. Oh, whatever, anyway. The point of the story is, no, like when someone's chasing someone, when someone's courting someone, so courting, I think, is it, they're trying to, I guess courting is actually it, right? Thank you, Dan. So the point of the story is, me being here at 8 o'clock has always been for that reason, to allow no matter what, that you wouldn't have a reason, you may have an excuse, but not a reason to not come on and at least check us out at least once, right? If I spent a whole month, 8 o'clock every single night, at least once you would have had the opportunity to have been on. Meaning if you wanted to, right? So like you would have come home from work, you would have hung out with your family a little bit, maybe taken a shower, had your dinner, and then 8 o'clock rolls around and you're with the wife or the husband or whomever. All right, do we want to watch another episode? You know what? Rhino emails me every day. I know they're live every day. They're literally starting at 8 o'clock every night. Let me at least give them, you know what? I appreciate their outreach. Let me at least check them out, right? That's what this whole month has been about. Now is step 2. We brought our members on. We've brought our members through Rhino University. We've now evolved and graduated our members to Rhino Marketplace, meaning that their companies are actually on the Rhino platform. And like we've always said, it wasn't about, all right, just get on the platform because we have traffic going to you. No, Now we want to introduce you to everyone. We want to share what it is your company does. We want to share why people should be your customer. We want to share any type of special offer you're willing to offer our Rhino members right then and there. We want to go ahead and let everyone know in the beginning of the day, hey, Dan's coming on later today. This is why we like him. This is his website. Check it out. 2 o'clock, he'll be live with us. We want to record that session and that the next morning, hey, everyone loved Dan last night. Dan was amazing. This is the replay of our time with him, and this is his website if you would like to go ahead and participate in any of the new special things he's offering. We would love to know that Dan made some sales, that Dan grew his audience, and not only like, so I think a lot of time, and I think it's actually quite easy to get confused or allow those words to be mistaken, right? They're far more powerful than I said. It wasn't that I just want Dan to have new people on his mailing list. I want Dan to have rhinos on his mailing list. I want every rhino to have rhinos on their mailing list. I want rhinos to prioritize rhinos, right? That's my job. My job is to be the Pied Piper. My job is to lead. My job is to envision. My job is to pioneer. My job is to corral all of us ducks and put us in a row. Right? It never called us ducks before because rhinos, actually rhinos, they just go in opposite directions. Have you ever tried to contain a rhino? I don't think so. Trying to contain all of us rhinos into one straight line, right? So that starts next week. With that being said, we want to go ahead and make a schedule that's conducive to that because we want all of our business owners to have prime time spots. We want our business owners to be able to speak to everyone in the middle of the day, like 2 o'clock, because a lot of people are available then. And we want our business owners to have a replay available immediately. So in fact, what we're going to do is we're going to send out a replay. Actually, I don't know if we're going to do that. I don't want to email people twice in one day. I'm thinking, do I want to send out an email immediately? Hey, here's the replay. Probably not. I'll probably just keep to that the next morning because the following morning gives everyone that whole day, right? So, and then if people want to catch up over the weekend, that's what we're going to do. The point is it gives everyone so much time. If it gives all of our audience, hey, Dan's going to be on today. This is who he is. This is why we like him. You should really be there. It's 2 o'clock. I know you could be. And then 2 o'clock to have Dan on and do something quite special. And then the next morning, everyone gets to see the replay that they missed. And throughout the week, Dan continues to get rhino traffic. Now take that and multiply it by like infinity. That is what Rhino's goal is. And for those that say, and there's a lot of new people on tonight, right? For those that say, hey, Ann, that sounds a little bit too good to be true. Why would you do that for any one company? Well, because I don't, my goals are not the company. My goals are the platform. The platform is what needs to be successful. The platform is what supports the coin. The coin is the exclusive means of transactions on the platform. Therefore, every company being successful and every company performing transactions is exactly what I'm looking for. And what I'm looking for is on behalf of everyone because everyone has the coin. We're giving everyone the coin and we're allowing people to purchase more coin. It is the coin that's going to liberate everyone. Sure, Dan might make $100,000 extra sales this year. And that's great, right? Like God bless, $100,000 is a lot of money. But if Dan owns 100,000 coin that goes from 1 cent to $100,000, that's generational wealth, right? Like that's my job. That's what I need to focus on. And you can tell I'm focusing on it because you don't see me in this beautiful office on the top of Macau somewhere with like beautiful, like a whole bunch of model girls walking around with cars and money going all over the place because our money stays right here. This is what we're doing. Anyway, now that we got that out of the way, I will be releasing the new schedule for next week. In fact, I will be releasing the schedule for Rhino Marketplace owners. We already have 2 that have committed. We will be sending out the email. That should have been out today. I don't know if it has. Abigail's doing that. I know she's been busy, but it will go out today to all those on the marketplace. And you will be uniquely and specifically invited to fill in the calendar for next week. Again, guys, this is what we're doing for you because this is what you're doing for us, right? So a little bit different today. Excuse me. Because we're going to be doing that starting next week, I can't exactly have an hour and 7 minutes to freestyle, right? To rant and rave a little bit. I need to be far more structured. And I've been thinking this for myself for quite some long time. I've wanted to be more structured, but I can't even begin to tell you how busy we are. And I know that sounds like, all right, Ant, you're busy, you're busy. No, I don't think you actually understand. Who was I talking to this morning? Ron. I was talking to Ron this morning at 8:15 a.m. And Ron was talking to me and he goes, oh, I could talk your ear off, right? It's 8:20 and I'm being polite and continuing the conversation. A, because I like Ron. And anybody that knows that statement knows it's not rude. Me talking to anyone for 5 minutes in a day is a long time. So Ron, I think it was 8:20 a.m. He's like, oh, you know what? And I know I could probably talk off your ear. And I go, actually, Ron, now that you mentioned it, I'm in complete panic that I'm not going to make my 8 o'clock live tonight on time. I really, really need to get going. And Ron's like, Anthony, it's 8 in the morning. I go, I get it, but I have 12 hours of stuff back to back to back to back. Like, I just need to go. So I'm coming into this meeting completely fresh off. I just spoke to Deborah, right? Like, that's what I'm doing. So the point of that story is starting next week, I don't have the availability. I don't have the luxury to have this time with you. We've had it for quite some time. And you know what? Honestly, you guys are probably like, Ant, enough. We get it. We like you. But like, you say the same stuff every night. And you know what? To you, I'm not going to say anything bad, but I got it. So I wanted to put together a bit of a deck, a bit of a presentation that will allow me to get to point 1 or point 0 to point hero in a relatively short period of time. Now, I must share the caveat that this is the 1.0 version times a million. In fact, there are people on this call that are going to cringe because it's so like, Ant, really? You put stuff out like that? And in fact, our project manager, Abigail, is probably going to murder me because this goes to her and then she goes ahead and makes it beautiful, right? That's what she does. She does everything on the project management side, from design to software to analytics to all of that fun stuff. So for me to do this, this is kind of like, say you're cooking, right? And you're working with Gordon Ramsay. And Gordon Ramsay's like, okay, make me a souffle. And you make it, but you practice it. And it's your first time you ever made it. And then a customer walks in. And you're like, oh, hey, would you like to try this? He would have a heart attack. He'd be like, you let that leave my kitchen? So that's the moment we're going to have together right now. But I do believe in a couple of things. One, we've never not had these moments together. So I'll always have them, right? Like you've seen more mess ups, but more mistakes or more trip ups than anyone. And I value that 100% because it's when you share that with me, when you offer me your advice, that we're able to make a better product, a better service for all of us, which is why our numbers continue to go up. And I'll get to that. So I'm going to show this to you. You might like it, you might not. Please be a little bit non-harsh because I'm honestly just exhausted right now. So let's do a screen share and see what happens. Okay. All right, Rhino. Even I could get that part right. Let me move some stuff. Okay, wealth inequality. Why is that? The wealthiest 1% on this planet own 99% of the goods and services. That did not happen fairly, nor does it allow fairness for anyone else. What the H, man? Hold on. Where is my cursor? I have to just press the button. Okay. Bribery. When wealth is so narrowly concentrated in just a small percent of hands, fairness is no longer possible. Those few with money can always buy those many without. Class structure. When COVID hit, that bribery kept open the big essential businesses and closed the small non-essential. As a result, we no longer have a middle class. Now, obviously, you can see that picture has a middle class because I don't even know how to create that little picture art. So that was copy and pasted, and that will be beautified. But these are the things that Abigail's literally going to have a heart attack when she watches this. Hi, Abigail. Dependence. With fairness and the middle class being destroyed, you're left with upper class who own government and lower class who are dependent on government. And you can see how grainy that photo is. Again, copy and pasted from the internet. Fascism. Fascism should be more appropriately be called corporatism. because it is the merger of state and corporate power, Benito Mussolini. The reason that is up there is because if the only people with money are the top 1%, and those 1% are corporations and government, well, then that is the definition of fascism. I feel like on TV, they don't really want to educate you on what that means, but that's not a good guy. That was World War II, Hitler's best friend type of guy, right? That's exactly the government we have right now. If you could go ahead and tell me that there is an influence in this country that supersedes Congress and Forbes 500, then fine. But we're not going to spend the time trying to figure out one name because it doesn't exist. The line of no return. We are one more lockdown or one more contested election away from government and corporations eliminating the last of any resistance. When COVID happened, it closed every non-essential business. Oh, what portion of those businesses ever came back? A very, very small fraction. If COVID were to happen again, if there were another lockdown, it would wipe out the remainder of those businesses, which means you'd only have big business. Government, it was able to get you to stay inside, right? But that was not easy. Okay, you got to wear masks, all right, 6 feet. All right, we got to social distance. You really should stay in. Actually, we're going to lock down this town. Bop, 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 and like a frog in water, if government came out and said, all right, guys, listen, we've been through this. We just did 2 weeks of a lockdown. Everyone just stay home for 2 weeks. You would honestly wouldn't fight it. You'd be like, all right, it's 2 weeks. Like, let's get this over with. Because you've already been tempered in it, which means we really are one lockdown or one contested election away from all resistance being futile, being wiped away. Population. The power is always in population, though. It is only when population is no longer able to gather or make choices as a group that this power vanishes. We are living that right now. And everyone could kind of compromise or comprise where that comes from. But are you able to go on Facebook and say whatever you want? I don't think so. Are you able to gather and say, okay, let's go pick it over this or let's go do that? No, you're not. This is already happening. Everyone knows, well, not everyone, but the top 1%, the people that are kind of Geppettos, they're playing everyone. You always know, and you probably know it as parents, right? If you have 3, 4, 5 kids, if all those kids, like my parents had 6 kids, I was one of 6 boys, right? My father was a stockbroker, and he probably where I got the work ethic from. He just worked. And we were kids, right? We wanted to go on this cruise. We want to go on a cruise. We want to go on a cruise. My mother asked him, hey, listen, I think it's time we take the kids on vacation, go to a cruise. No, no, no. I would ask them for the cruise. No, no, no. My brother would ask them for the cruise. No, no, no. And then my mother was like, guys, if all of you go in there at the same exact time and don't take no for an answer, he's going to say yes. And she came in with us. He could love work as much as he wants when his wife and his 6 children are all standing there at the same time, all with a united front saying this is what they want. We went on that cruise, right? The point is, in any position of power, you always know to go ahead and control a population, you must keep them separated. You must keep them against each other. Slavery, for instance, there were so many more slaves than these old white men that are like, hey, you better go do this. But they were kept separate. Some were kept smarter than others. Some were like incentivized more. As long as you keep people separate and keep the population off tilt, you can own them. That's exactly what's going on now. But what if the population could come together? What if we could finally just say, hey guys, listen, do you guys all want better? Let's do it. Stock market. What would happen if the population simply decided no longer be a customer of corporate America and instead each become their own business to each other? The stock market would crash overnight. If the population as a whole said, you know what? We're done with corporate America. In fact, how many of us are shopping at Walmart? 100 million? How many shopping us at Target? 80 million? Is there anything at Walmart or Target that you cannot make or buy yourself? No? Okay. So that state, you're going to do this. This block, you're going to do this. This block, you're going to do this. And let's just buy it from each other because they can go F themselves. Do you know what happened to Walmart stock? It'd be 0. Do you know what happened to the whole stock market if people actually acted in a group together? See, here's the thing. I'm not saying anything crazy. Do you think that people would be better off if they went ahead and almost like unionized, right? Do you think that 1% of the population actually legitimately own 99% of the wealth? Do you think that this population could not live without Walmart? Do you think this population could not live without Target? No, it's called corporate servitude. It's slavery. They go ahead and give your grandmother like $12 an hour to work a counter because she can't get money anywhere else because the government doesn't go ahead and pay any kind of fair wage. But congressmen get $400,000 a year, right? Like Dr. Fauci makes $450,000 a year. The guy's 80 years old. Anyway, so yeah, it would crash the stock market overnight. Wealth rebalance. The wealthiest 10% on this planet own 90% of the stock. If the market crashed because the population boycotted corporations, the wealth would rebalance overnight. And that's not to confuse with a stock market crash, right? So, Anthony, there's been a stock market crash. It didn't rebalance any wealth. In fact, the wealthier got even richer. And that's been true. When COVID crashed the stock markets in March of 2020, was it? Right? Yeah, 2020. Everyone lost money. But ever since then, only the rich people have made most of the money back because they had the money to A, keep in the stock market. They didn't need to sell it. But B, they owned the corporations. They get corporate stock. They have pension plans. They have all of that stuff. Therefore, when government pours money into bailout programs and stocks themselves go up, the people that own the stocks are the ones that make the money, not the people that had to sell their stocks because they didn't have that much money to begin with. So a stock market crash always favors the rich, unless the stock market crashes because the population is boycotting. And not only boycotting, but because they're boycotting, but they have an alternative, right? If the customers that patronize corporate America said, we're no longer buying your nonsense. In fact, we're going to just buy it from ourselves because instead of being your customers and your slaves, we could be our own business owners and we could do it over the internet. We don't need you. I can make a Shopify site. I can make a Wix site. We could sell back and forth. In fact, I could go ahead and affiliate market your garbage right to everyone else. You don't need to buy from Walmart, right? That would be a wealth rebalance because the market would crash because there's no more customers for corporate America, and not like zero, but like the growth would be completely gone and a lot would come out of it. So the market would crash. That money that disappears would then move over to the sector that is what the small businesses are doing, right? So the money would move over to the small business sector, which is exactly what the people would be doing. Rhino. The Rhino platform is built for only one reason: to create a business owner of every person and educate the power of Rhino buying within Rhino. This is now. Everything I just described to you is Rhino. It's not that I made Rhino and then I tried to fit it to exactly what I just said. No, everything what I said is the ingredients, is the building blocks of what Rhino is. The growth of Rhino directly creates what we just spoke of. If Rhino grew to 1 million people tomorrow, if Rhino grew to 1 billion people tomorrow, what we just described would happen. That's a fact, right? This is not me even talking about, oh, woulda, coulda, shoulda, or I really hope this happens. No, Rhino is built that the growth of Rhino directly takes money away from corporate America. So with Rhino going up, stock market will go down. Now, granted, Rhino is this little itty bitty company, but when Rhino hits year one, God forbid, when Rhino hits year two, you're going to see some stuff. Rhino coin. What would happen if everyone became a business? Every business owner was another business's customer, and all the transactions were settled in Rhino coin. That's what would happen. So exactly what we're talking about, building a whole platform where every person is its own business and they are operating and transacting within each other, all with an agreed upon coin that's going to settle their transactions. The money flow, the transactions that would go directly to that one agreed upon coin would send it to the moon. It really would. So we always talk about Dogecoin or Shiba coin or Bitcoin. You got to remember what these coins are. It's just a matter of money flow, right? So like there'll be some people that go on Reddit and say, let's go buy Shiba coin. And then a lot of people pile in. But at the same time, people are doing Dogecoin and they pile in. And then they're doing Bitcoin and they pile in. All of it completely non-supported. None of it means anything to anything. If Shiba coin went out of business tomorrow, nobody would care. The difference between Rhino coins, it's the value of the coin is not built by buyers. The value of the coin is built by transactions. The buyers create the transactions. The transactions then create the value of the coin because the transactions convert to buying the coin. Therefore, it's not, oh, Jimmy just said on Reddit that he wants Rhino coin to go up. Now, granted, that could send the coin through the moon. So we have two ways for the coin to go a lot higher. But just Rhino operating in its regular operations, okay, and Rhino's going, and this platform, this person bought this from this platform, and this, blah, 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 blah. We have 1,000 transactions today. 10 million have been transacted. That all got transacted in Rhino coin because it settles in Rhino coin. So Rhino coin got $10 million worth of purchases today. Oh, look, it went up today. Oh, it's now $5. Cool. It's now $7. Cool. It's now $100,000. Cool. Because the growth of the see, this is the point I'm trying to get across. You know how like when you get into something and every month you start anew, right? Like you had a good month and the next month you got to do it again. This is for people that are like in car sales or any type of commission business. When you're in those businesses, you don't actually quite understand the responsibility, but the goal of owning a business. When you own a business, you put so much work in because it's your business, but you need to scale it and build it so that every month precedes and builds upon the month after. It sets up for the next month, and every month builds upon itself. So that every month your growth is actually still there, that you start at where you left off the last month. You don't start off at zero. Rhino is completely built for every single goal that we've spoken of. And the way it's built that way is to bring in the people, yourself, myself, everyone, and then do all of the work for you, to do all the service for you, to do all the super duper duper stuff from making you the most amazing website, to giving you customers, to giving you sales, to putting you part of a community, giving you traffic, to paying you in Rhino coin, to making sure that you're rich. Where our job is to do that for you. And you might say, Anthony, that's crazy. Why would you ever do that? If I'm successful in making you a successful business owner that makes a lot of sales, that's part of a strong community, that's within a community that buys within its community, and giving you a coin that's worth thousands and hundreds of thousands of dollars, is it fair to say that you would be loyal to Rhino? Would it be fair to say that your experience would be one of you would stand behind Rhino? Obviously, the answer is going to be yes. Well, that's going to be the answer of everyone. If 1 million, 2 million, 3 million, 5 million, 10 million people all say yes to that question, then Rhino has effectively changed the world. That's my goal. So for me to get to my goal, you have to become a millionaire. I know that sounds crazy. And honestly, I'm a little bit insensitive to it. Like, I don't care. I just want to change the world because I don't like where it's going. So if it means I have to bring everyone kicking and screaming and making people millionaires to go ahead and show a different world, the world that we deserve, that we can have, that's been taken from us, I will do it. Utopia. What if everyone on Rhino owned a successful business? What if everyone on Rhino equally owned Rhino coin, right? Like Rhino coin is the whole point of this, and I'm giving it away. That should tell you a little something. The population would have taken back their stolen future. When 1% own 99% of the goods and services, and we've effectively redirected the buying behavior from consumers, from corporations to local economy, which is what Rhino will be. It's a digital local economy. And when that buying behavior purchases from within, and instead of people being customers, they're now all business owners. And that stock market that's built on corporations owning 99% of everything crashes. And that money flow then goes to start investing in each individual's business. And that money flow starts to go ahead and purchase the Rhino coin because that's the only way they could get into our community. And people start saying, well, look at Rhino. Look what they just did to the stock market. Look what they're doing. I want to be a part of Rhino too. How can I be a part of Rhino? That's when we go like this. So when I put the numbers out and I show you, hey, listen, we have 400 people, we have 300 people. Those aren't the numbers we're looking for. We're going to get to a point of scale as long as we do our job every day that the floodgates are going to open. Where are you going to be when you all of a sudden see Anthony on TV being interviewed by so-and-so, so-and-so, so-and-so asking about Rhino? And he says, you know what? Every night at 8 p.m., I spoke to 20, 30, 70, 80, 300 people a night and begged and begged and begged and told them kicking and screaming and guaranteed this and gave them this because I knew at the end of the day, we all wanted and served this. Are you going to be, oh man, I sat on the calls, but I never bought the coin. Or are you going to be, yeah, I believed in that guy. I knew what I was looking at when I saw it. And our family, our generations are wealthy beyond belief. And you know what? We contribute to charity. We're going to go ahead and create schools because I can promise you, it's impossible in my brain that anyone that would get rich through Rhino would all of a sudden be a greedy, selfish pig. I just don't think that's possible. I don't think you could go through this. Like you would have to never be on a call. You'd have to be like, okay, let me buy the coin and then like tune them out. Not only is our economy going to build the Rhino economy, but the change that we're going to affect in the world is going to be generational felt, right? Like who of us is going to build a school? Who of us is going to build a charity thing? Who of us is going to do what? I don't even know, but I know we will. 4 easy steps, right? This is how, so everything I just described to you only requires 4 easy steps on your behalf, right? Like, does anyone watch football? Bill Belichick. He's the coach of the Patriots. He's the best coach ever. And he's such a hard ass. Everyone's like, oh, you have people that play for him that either say one of 2 things. I hate him. He's the worst POS I've ever met in my life. Or that guy's tough, but I would run through a wall for him. Because what he preaches to everyone is, I don't care, just do your job. If everyone does their job, then we win. Because I'm going to do my job, you're going to do your job, you're going to do your, like Abigail, our Project Magic, doesn't even come to the office. Why? Not because she doesn't want to come to the office, not because she's lazy, not because, oh, the office is too far, because she does what she needs to do. She knows what she needs to do, and she does more than that. When she comes into the office, I'm like, oh my God, hey, what are you doing, right? If everyone in Rhino just does what they're supposed to do, and you allow me to do what I'm supposed to do, we're all going to get there. So what's the 4 easy steps? Enroll in Rhino University. We're going to get to it, but you have to do it. And I shouldn't have to beg you for this. You'll then be placed on Rhino Marketplace. Simply prioritize Rhino Marketplace for purchases. Share Rhino with others. That's it. So let's actually like translate that. Please allow me to make you a company. Please allow me to send you traffic and sales. Please do this to, help out your neighbor because everyone wants to, like the people that are buying from you, why don't you buy from them too? And did you like your experience? Can you just tell others about it? Can you help others? That's what I'm asking you. That's what that says. Okay, 24 months is our goal, right? So 24 months, December 2021, which is now, Rhino coin is 0.015. January 2024, Rhino coin's projected to be at over 100,000. So now I put this there, but I guess I can't actually, I guess I have to get out of this to copy and paste that, right? Okay. Rhino. It's time to accept our responsibility from all those it's time to accept our responsibility from all those who have given us today to all those whom we owe tomorrow to. That is, I should quote that. Like I just wrote that. That's pretty good. I like it. Okay, 3 easy steps. I know we just did 4 easy steps. Now we're doing 3 easy steps because those 4 easy steps are what you need to do. These 3 easy steps are kind of like, I guess it's the same thing, but this is how you get the coin, right? Rhino University. This is the link. And again, I guess I thought I could copy and paste this into the Zoom and stuff, but we'll do it afterwards. But in fact, this presentation, again, is the 1.0. I'm not even sure it could be called the 1.0. It's like, this is the 0.015.0, right? When this is done, this will be on our website. This will be on distributivemarketing.com. And this will be done so beautifully that when you go ahead and send your referrals over, again, we're doing this, again, for all of us, but we want to make sure that you never look stupid. We want to make sure that when you send people over, they're like, wow, this is amazing. Look at this video. This video was 10 minutes and I know everything I need to know. Now, granted, it's now 8:35 because I still find a way to not shut up. But you can see that we're getting there, right? Like if this is good and we multiply it by 10 and make it super duper duper, this will be able to be done in 10 minutes. Rhino University, sign up. Rhino Partner, we're going to go over that again today because you can earn 10 coin every time you refer someone to simply just click the link of join our meetings, right? Allow others to be a part of this. Now, you might say, Ann, I would never subject anyone to the nonsense you send me through to all night, in which case I would say, I think you're lying because I'm quite entertaining and I'm wildly funny and good looking and young and humble, most importantly, right? See what I did there? Anyway, but you really should. And it's because of you sharing with your friends and family and them sharing with their friends and family and them sharing with their friends and family that we're able to hit our goals. I am not too prideful to say I need you. I just do. So please, Rhino Coin. Again, we're going to go through the links. Obviously, I can't click them while on a live. And RCO, which is totally cool. So I'll tell you what, we have ads on Facebook and people. I'm honestly, I don't want to say I'm surprised at people, but sometimes I am. So I've gotten more hate mail than you could ever imagine because rhinos, even despite that there's a rhino with like a horn, people say rhinos as a Republican in name only, RINO. And I very politely tell people, oh my God, I get the confusion. One word is 4 letters and one is 5. And that H is a little tricky. And the rhino in the middle of the picture might have, thrown you for a loop, but this is not that. And they think that's kind of nasty, and it is. So just sharing that with you. Let's see, people wrote something, only the cheap Chinese crap. I sent in my form, good job, Aunt. Slight edit, I think 2. Yeah, you know what, I thought so too. But, see, I thought so too. That is TO. But they went ahead and edited me. So I was like, well, they must know something. Okay, so let's get into it, right? It's 8:37. God forbid, well, I don't want to say God, right? I think we'll get done before 9. All right, so let's do incognito screen. What do we want to do tonight? How about DuckDuckGo? Distributive marketing. This makes me so excited. We should report their ad just for the hell of it. We're not going to do that. Anyway, let's move this down here. All right. So let's go back up. For our 3 steps, Rhino University is number 1. So let's go back to the page. And we did reorder the top, right? Rhino Coin, Rhino University, Rhino Marketplace, Rhino Partners. Let's go to Rhino University. This copy is going to change. I just edited it today. That'll be done by tomorrow. Submit your business, copy link. I'm putting this in the chat for everyone. If you did not yet, please stop making me beg you. Just do it. Okay. So what was that? So that's Rhino University, then Rhino Partner. Please let me make you sales. Please let me give you coin, right? And wait till you see what we have for Christmas. Wait till you see. Okay, Rhino Partners, please take this link. If you're not a Rhino Partner yet, because I'm incognito, I could show you how easy this is. There you go. Name, email, done. You then immediately get a link that you can share with others that bring them directly to this page, in which case, once they press this button, you're rewarded 10 Rhino coin. And let's see what the Rhino coin is going to be worth, right? Like we should know that. And Rhino coin's number 3. Okay, so let's go to Rhino coin. As we always do, let's I guess we'll go to the balance sheet first, right? We always do that. All right, so let's see where we're at. Now, this is all up. Oh, I'm in comment only, so I can't. Oh, you know what? I do want to be able to change it. So let's get out of this. Because I like showing everyone the magic trick, right? All right. Rhino coin. I don't like having all those tabs open. Okay. So Rhino coin, view balance. I think I need to do this in no, okay. So now I'm on mine. This is all updated as of before this call. We are now up to 304 webinar registrants for a total of 357 Rhino platform members. So I want to do a little quick math because this has been 17%. This is 17%. I wonder where we're at, and it's only Thursday. We're at 15.16% growth, and it's only Thursday. We're going to supersede 17%. Now, mind you, this is 17% of 185. That's a smaller number than 17% of 241, which is a smaller number of whatever number this is going to be of 310. So we're accelerating growth as well on a compounded level. That means all these numbers are only going to get larger. We have 21 businesses on our Rhino Marketplace. I want to show you Rhino Marketplace right now so everyone can see it. Guys, I got to tell you, that's beautiful. That's really good looking. Now, you might say, Ant, this is kind of convoluted. How could anyone find anything? Well, we've coded our own search algorithm. Now, this is still 1.0. This will get better because what we're going to do is every company is going to have 100 keywords, right? So I'm going to go on this company, Online Marketing Academy, which has an amazing logo. Good for you guys. I am Elizabeth Kozeka, coach and freelance persuasive copywriter. We can also use a copywriter. Maybe we'll work with her. Like for us, because I can only make so many emails before I run out of things to do. Website, let's check this out. Cool, she's got her lead magnet where she could go for the mailing list, book a free call, read more, all the services, why me? I can help you. So if you want to, guys, there's a lot on this page. Things to purchase right away. Guys, I gotta tell you, sometimes I get a little impressed with even myself. Like, this is beautiful. And this was just done, I think, today. So what we're gonna do is we have someone who will go through this site and come up with 100 keywords of the look and feel for it, right? So after those 100 keywords come up, right? So we can get out of that. So after we do the 100 keywords, those are all going to be in the algorithm for our search engine, which is going to allow us to be like, I need a copywriter, right? Oh, cool, I need a copywriter. Look who came up. Wow, they're really good at this stuff. I think I might actually owe my team more money, to be honest with you. Wow, okay, so the algorithm's really moving. So now if we have a total community that's all listed right here, and the community all owns coin, which they do, and the community knows the value of the coin is dependent on the transactions, the more transactions, the higher value of the coin, which they do, then, and the community grows larger and larger and larger, which why wouldn't it? We're doing everything for everyone and we're offering them this. Then conceivably what you have is there's going to be a moment in our growth cycle where every member of Rhino says, why would I go on Google? I'm just going to go on Rhino real quick. Let me just go on Rhino real quick. I want to, I need merch accounts. Okay, cool. There we go. Here's my merch account. Let me go on this site. You know why? Because I know this person. This person's a Rhino just like me. This person works with Anthony and their team. I know that if this person did something scummy, that Anthony's team would not only take care of it, they would have never allowed it, and they would have replaced it and made it fine right away, because Anthony and his team are on every call every single day. I'm really impressed, right? I've never been so impressed with our site, to be honest with you. Wow. Anyway, so, I mean, you're catching me actually, like, this is further along than I thought we'd be right now. Okay, so that's Rhino Marketplace. So the point of the story was, yeah, so we have 21 Rhino Marketplace, and why wouldn't somebody want to be there? Did you see that was amazing. Huh, okay. So we have no transactions as of yet because they start next week. We're already projecting 42 transactions now, because the more members on the platform, the more businesses on the platform, equal the more transactions. If each transaction is $27, this is the amount of transactional volume we expect to have next week. This is the amount of coin owned by the members. This is the amount of coin purchased by the investors, the investor being defined as a member that purchased additional coin. This is the actual value of the coin, not available, because the literal value is the weekly transactions divided by the supply, which is 1 billion, which makes sense, right? If you have a billion coin and it needs to cover $1,000 in transactions, well, then each coin is worth what? 1,000 divided by a billion. So right here is the literal value of the coin. And you might say to yourself, Ann, well, your literal value is 0.00000, and but we're buying it for 0.015. Yeah. You don't buy anything for what it's worth today. You buy for what you're expected. It's recognizable growth. What's it going to be worth in the future? Which is exactly what all these numbers are, right? And plus, the coin isn't worth just literal value. The literal value is literal value, but what about the demand for it? Does that push it up or down? What about the amount of people that own it? What about, where's all my other stuff? My growth ratio, my demand ratio, the amount of investors that are looking to own it, and what the projected rates are going forward, right? So now you have three-month growth rate, and then you have the coin value, and this is how it's calculated. It's 8:47, we have 13 minutes left. Weekly transactional volume divided by total Rhino coin supply of 1 billion. Projection. Yeah, I think we are too, Brian. We're doing really, really good. Thank you for saying that. All right, so then multiply that by the projected demand ratio, Rhino coin monthly member disbursement trend, plus Rhino coin weekly purchase trend divided by total supply. What does that mean? Every time a new member comes on Rhino, they get 50 coin per month. Every time a member refers someone else, they get 10 additional coin. That's all of this. Now, 50 million is kept within Rhino so that we could bonus out our team going forward, and all the new hires we're going to have to bring on to scale it. We need to be able to offer something that allows everyone to participate. So this is 50,038,430. That means 38,430 coin is already been distributed to people for free, just for being on the platform. So as the membership growth rate increases, the amount of coin given away increases, because we're giving it away to every new member at 50 per month. This right here is all the members that are buying additional coin. Those that are saying, Anthony, like, it's week 4. Listen, Ant, on week 1, I didn't really want to pull the trigger, but week 4, I see what you're doing. If you can see what we're doing today, imagine our call 12 weeks from now. If I might replay this one moment. Imagine what this is going to look like 3 months from now. Anyway, 17,268,799 coin has been purchased. Additional coin has been purchased. That's really pretty cool. So when you take these two numbers and calculate the growth rate week over week, and then you divide that by 1 billion, because all the coins that are available, it gives you the demand ratio. This is the amount of coin that's in demand. So that's how you get this number, the demand ratio, right? So that's how that is. And then you take all that and multiply it by the 3-month growth rate in our weekly transactional volume. So our weekly transactional volume is right here. 3 months from now, it's over here somewhere. Divide that, and you're going to get this 769.87%. Now, what you're going to say to me is, Anthony, there is no way in God's green earth that you're going to get that exact number every week in perpetuity. I agree with you. We have to start making sales first to go ahead and see what that number is going to be. This is the number we're projecting it to be. So you might say, all right, well, okay, let's see what happens when you start getting sales. So what are you gonna say next week when we blow this number right by? Are you gonna wait for the 3 months where the coin is then 6 cents when you could have got it at 1.5 cents? Or are you gonna wait till it becomes a free floating coin at 95 cents? Or are you gonna wait till January 2024 where it's 1.7 million? Now I do need to say something about this number 1.7 million because this number is a cartoon, right? It's like, it's too big. And the reason I say that is because all of our calculations are dependent on a stable compound growth rate. Now, everyone knows as you get bigger, growth rate comes down, right? So if I have 10 people on a platform and I bring 5 on, my growth rate was 50%. If I have 1,000 people on a platform and I bring 5 on, my growth rate was 0.5%, right? So as the number goes up, the growth rate comes down. These numbers are still projecting a 17% compound growth rate. So we do need to go into these numbers and scale them down little by little. Also, because I don't even think there's 8 billion people on the globe, right? This has 8.2 billion people on the platform. That being said, this number is only 10% of what it's supposed to be, right? If you look up here, it says times 0.1, meaning once we go ahead and lower the compounded growth rate for these numbers, once we find that calculable number, this number is probably going to go down to maybe 100,000, 200,000, but that 1 or 200,000 is still purposely calculated with a margin of error of 90%. So this could very well still be 1 or 2 million, but we want to go ahead and make sure that our projections are so accurate that in 2 years from now, January 2024, I want nothing more than for one of our Rhino events to all come together and we watch one of these videos and say, guys, do you remember what we looked like in 2021? Do you remember how much has changed since then? It worked out, right? And everyone's like, yeah, we did good. And then we just laugh about the things that have changed along the way. So this number is going to come down. We do need to reconfigure the numbers to go ahead and match scale. Like these numbers would be accurate if the world had infinite amount of people. But because people, only so many exist, you can't scale math past like human beings, right? All right. Letty, what happens after we reach 1 billion Rhino coin? After 1 billion Rhino coin, there is no more. So I've been thinking about that because I still want to go ahead and offer the new people that come on the platform coin. I think what I'll have to do at that point, the 50 million that we have in-house that we're saving, I might break that up and just give people something like here's a quarter of a coin or here's half a coin, so that they can have something. I want people to have coin, but by then the coin's also going to be free floating, so anyone could go into the market and purchase it. Hopefully by then enough of our investors, again, investors are defined as members that bought coin, sell it back to us at 4 cents and 5 cents, because there's a lot of people that own coin at 1.5 cents. I can promise you, when it gets to 5 cents and 6 cents, we're going to have people that are going to say, all right, Ant, I want to sell some. I want to sell some. I need that to happen. I need to buy some of that coin back because when that coin goes up in value, I need to be able to give it to people. So to your question, the long and short of it is the coin you get now, you should be thanking God for. Because when we get past 1 billion, like, look at this, right? So say we have 4 million people on, this is the amount of coin that everyone's received, 50 a month, blah, 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 blah. But then this is the amount that the investors are still purchasing because this is the rate of purchase that they're doing. Right now, as of last week, each member of Rhino has purchased an average of $15.15 worth of coin per week. That's a lot. That means every member has purchased at least $45 in coin because everyone understands where we're going. That number is going to increase this week. This is a big jump. That number is going to increase even further. So everyone's buying the coin, and that's a good thing. I'm not going to increase the amount of coin. Let me just say that. I'm not going to dilute people. It's 1 billion, end of story. Which means if you can buy some, just do it. Now, let me share why these actually. So let's go back real quick. All right, so let's do a magic trick for all the new people that are on. 1.78 billion is the calculation right here for week 112, which is January 2024. All of these numbers are based on the number before it at a calculatable rate of return. Those rates of return are actual rates of return that have been demonstrated already by our weeks in existence. So we've taken the real growth that we've already experienced and then calculated our formulas to compound it going forward. And just to give a little bit of oomph, I guess, a little bit of a comfort, we've been exceeding those numbers even still. Now, granted, it's our early days, but we're still exceeding them. And like Brian said, he believes that we're going to have over 24 by the end of next week. Brian, I believe we have over 24 by tomorrow. So, and then when we have the business owners coming on next week and sharing, guys, if all of a sudden we do $5,000 or $6,000 or $7,000 of sales for our business owners for free, do you understand what's going to happen to Rhino Marketplace? Anyway, so this number was 1.78 billion. Okay, cool. This number is 418. Let's change one of these numbers, right? This number is 21,159 people, right? We have 21,159 people on the platform on week 30. Let's say we start seeing, it starts going down, right? You know what? We actually only have 13,000 on the platform. See all those numbers change? Let's do that again. Just take a look at the sheet as a whole. Okay, it's now down to 13,000. This number now dropped to 672,000. How did it drop by 60-something%? Well, because the members are everything. You can only have a business on Marketplace if you're a member. So I need to have members to have businesses on Marketplace. You can only have sales on Marketplace if you have businesses selling to other members. So we need a lot of members. The better the business, the stronger the platform, the stronger the community, the higher dollar price each member could sell their stuff for. Right now, we're projecting that each one be $27. That seems like a fair number, but I'm sure there's going to be people that are selling product for $47, $37, $55. Maybe someone sells for $100. Even better, let's say someone has a high ticket product, right? Like you're selling something that costs $5,000. Now, do you think people are going to go to your site and buy a $5,000 product? Probably not. But do you think people will be able to watch you on our meetings, ask you questions, get to know what it is you do, and book a call with you? Absolutely. They will absolutely do that. So that leads to that. Now, when all of these numbers are doing well, members continue to pile in, which means the membership ownership goes up, which means the investor ownership goes up because all the numbers are doing strongly, which means the demand ratio goes up, which means the growth ratio comes up, which means these numbers go up. Everything is calculated based on members. Members are the most important thing. Now, let's go back for a second, right? So if you own the coin, these are the projections, which by the way, this is all real time. You could click this at any point. Okay. But what we want to make sure that you understand is you're able to sell the coin at any point too. So look where we are, Rhino coin, scroll down, ready to sell. Yeah, my name is Anthony. My last name is Calishone. My email is anthony.calishone@rhinoresearchllc.com. Yeah, I want to sell. Now, until January 2023, where the platform and the coin become a free-floating exchange, the coin is going to be a managed market. We're going to guarantee the market. Because we know what the coin's going to be worth, we're able to go ahead and allow everyone profitable opportunities while also making sure that you understand there is a scarcity value. Don't sit around. If you wait till January, it's going to go to 2 cents. If you wait till February, it's going to go to 3 cents. Yeah, 3 cents doesn't sound like a lot, but if you bought in February, you could have had twice as much if you bought today. 1.5 cents is 50% of 3 cents, right? And so forth and so forth. Okay, so I bought today at 1.5 cents. I want to sell in June at 7 cents. I want to sell 10,000 coin. Okay, I'm requesting to sell. I've read the terms and conditions, right? If you like the way I speak, I write the same exact way. And I'm not a robot. Submit. Now, what immediately happens is I receive that, and that immediately goes to that calendar month. That calendar month, we walk into it, and I say, okay, I need to sell 10,000 coin for Anthony. He's going to sell 10,000 of his coin that he has at 1.5 cents. Great. We're obviously going to have people buying the coin as long as we do our job. Okay. Before we get into buying the coin, why don't you take a look at the ledger? These are all the people that actually own it. This is fully transparent. You will always be able to look at the ledger and see who owns what, where do you stand, etc. Right? Look at these whales. There's a lot of people that own a lot of coin. But again, it's only at 1.5 cents. What's this going to be worth when the coin's 10 cents? That person's going to make 10 times on their money. Yeah, all real people, all real coin ownership, right? So that's all right there for you. All right, let's get the coin. It's, oh my God, it's 9 o'clock. I do this every time. All right, 9:05. If everyone could take a second, please click that. I'm gonna take a sip of water. Okay, get the Rhino coin. And there, I think I have this, I need to do actual size. Oh, there it is. Okay, as we had already stated, this is the value of the coin over the next year, and it's right there for you. You could take screenshots, you can do whatever you want, it's right there. 2 cents in January, 3 cents in February, it's 1 cent every month until January 2023, where it becomes market price. You're able to purchase the coin in $100 blocks, and then you decide how much coin you want to purchase, and then you buy that many blocks. I want to purchase $1,000 worth of coin. That's $100 times 10. So 10 quantity of $100 block purchase. Letty, don't you have my calendar link? Well, now you do. And actually, I'm offering this to everyone. This is my direct calendar link. Everyone that, when I say that I speak to people during the day, I'm not just saying that. We have book calls all day. All right, so 10. So 10 times 100 equals 1,000, right? Subtotal 1,000. And if I could point your attention to this, SSL Secure Shopping, this is super duper duper important. If you come across a website that does not have this, run. This is rated the #1 most secure way to do shopping online. Excuse me. And of course, we're biased to it, but we're biased because we knew that and we used it. So when people don't use it, we kind of frown upon you. Checkout. Here's the checkout. Really super simple, beautifully done. This is your email, this is your name, this is your address, city, country, state, zip, phone number, continue. This is your shipping. It's going to be emailed to you, and I have it already ready. Now, what will be emailed to you will be an invoice confirming the transaction that you just made. The transaction is going to be in dollar figure. Therefore, it's your dollar amount divided by the price of the coin equals your amount of coin. And not to make you nervous that you have to do that math, you will also receive a certificate at the end of the month for the amount of coin you own. This certificate goes out to all of our coin holders every single at the end of the month to update everyone's holdings, because everyone owns 50 coins more every month than the previous month, plus whatever they purchase. This is our seal. This is your name. This is the amount of coin you own. This is my signature, completely certified. This is a real certificate, and this is going to be the price of the coin. Continue. Then you put in your payment information, continue, review, and place order, done. You will see yourself on our ledger tomorrow. You will see the email in your email immediately. You will see the certificate in your email at the end of this month. More importantly, you'll be a part of what we're doing. And when we accomplish what we're doing, and if we get to even a tenth of what we're trying to accomplish, you will be the most grateful person ever that you were here right now. And I can promise you something. You're going to look at me and say, Ant, congratulations, good job. We did it. I wish I bought more. If I had a time machine, I would. And I'm going to say to you, well, of course you would if you had a time machine. This is your time machine. I already know that's going to happen. You already know that's going to happen. So instead of allowing that to happen, this actually is your time machine. If you have the ability to purchase more, you should be purchasing more. Again, let me pull back, right? There is a certain level of like aggressiveness that I want to walk the line on, right? I don't want to be too passive, because if your friend was drunk and tried to drive their car, is there any nobility in being passive and saying, okay, fine, I don't want to bother you, go drive, and then they die, right? But do you go ahead and punch your friend in the face? Some people would say, yes, I would, but I need to understand that not everyone is wired that way. So when I'm sitting here nudging you aggressively, first, the money doesn't come to me. The money for the coin goes directly to the company, which then uses the money to build the growth that supports the value of the coin, right? As we saw, the membership is what's most important. All of the things that we're doing, you're on the call every day, you see the growth that we're going through. The money goes and supports all of that, which supports the value of the coin. So therefore, you have the opportunity that you could actually purchase your value of your future coin. I know that sounds crazy, but this is that. All right, it's 9:06. I said 9:05. I kind of seem like I always fall on 9:07. So let's see if I can beat that tonight. Everyone has everything. I'm going to run. Tomorrow's Friday. I will be on at 2 p.m. Saturday, I'm getting married. I want to be on. My fiance is really, really special. And she's like, you could be on if you want. And then gives me the look. Everyone has written to me, Anthony, don't be on. So I'm going to try not to be. Let's just say that. For now, buy the coin. Love you. I'll see you tomorrow at 2 o'clock. Thank you, Gary. Bye, everyone.